This is a public service announcement. The views and events expressed here are totally fucked and are not necessarily the views of anyone. However, the events and suggestions are not to be taken lightly.
We are only at the beginning of our rightful place in world commerce. Nothing but doubt and pessimism can keep back a vast advance in the trading position of our land.
Our present uncertainty is not helping the country. It is drawing strength required elsewhere, jeopardizing our economic progress and eating away at the world community's much-needed confidence in Canada. Through this renewal will come the other changes, economic, social, and cultural, to which we are entitled.
Are markets getting bigger? Yes. Are they becoming coordinated? Yes. Are they coming together? Yes. Is the world globalizing? Yes.
Keeping in mind in front of us the European Union, how much is this partnership a first step towards continental integration? If so, how far would you like to go, and can you give us some sort of a roadmap and perhaps give us a distinction between partnership and integration?
Well, what we're really talking about here is not a big bang. We're talking about big progress.
The fact is we have a global economy and we have no global governance. And so what we're seeing is the beginning of a global government. It means that the coordination that's underway now is going to be the norm.
Un gouvernement du Parti québécois fera tout en son possible pour élargir au maximum le rayonnement international du Québec.
J'ai une question pour vous, M. Duceppe. Oui. Vous avez dit au débat des chefs que vous étiez pour un Québec souverain à l'intérieur d'une grande ensemble économique comme l'ALENA. Est-ce que vous souhaitez la création d'un Québec souverain à l'intérieur d'une Union nord-américaine?
Ben moi, j'aimerais que dans un bon traité comme en Europe, comme ils ont en Europe.
Si vous voulez, comme en Europe, l'Union européenne?
Oui.
Merci beaucoup.
In this agreement, not only will it be about goods and services, we want an agreement that will allow us to have a partnership in the areas of university education, research, the environment, and culture. This, from our perspective, represents what globalization is about.
The interdependence of nations across the broad spectrum of issues, climate change, poverty, banking system, whatever you want, means that good global governance requires a global steering committee.
It's the beginning of global governance. It was easier, as I said, because of the crisis. Nevertheless, we need this. And if something has been understood by the layman during this crisis, is that globalization is no more only a topic for lectures and conferences. That's a reality. And I think everybody had clearly understood that, clearly understand that now it's impossible to find a domestic solution to global problems. That means that the global governance has to go on.
The fact is, despite all of our talk about globalization over the course of the last 25 years, today's financial crisis shows just how unprepared the world's governments were and still are. If you look what's going on in Europe today, this was not simply another economic downturn. It was one that mutated into a perfect storm because at its core was a banking crisis of unprecedented global reach. The great strength of the free market, which all of you know so well, is its ability to innovate. Its great weakness, however, is the tendency sometimes to take that innovation a bridge too far. Nowhere is that weakness more damaging than it what appears in the banking system, a system which depends entirely on the trust that we place in it. And that is why I believe we must develop a protocol, and it is the responsibility of the G20 to do so, on how failing banks can be unwound. Furthermore, we must accept that putting global principles and standards in place is but the first step. But these are going to have to be continuously reviewed by an international body whose only goal is the protection against systemic risk. And finally, those new standards are going to have to be mandatory, and they are going to have to be fully enforced.